Hi everybody. I'm so happy to be back in the office of my doctor, Dr. Ofer Raz, here in Kfar Saba, Israel. I'm not here because I'm sick. Thank God. I'm here because I'm feeling well. And I want to continue to feel well. And this is the man who's been the most helpful to me in Israel in really maintaining my wellness despite various health challenges and the pandemic going on and the stresses of running my own business. And I've asked him, very impromptu, we've not rehearsed this, to, I'd love to hear from you, Ofer. You know, we're 15 months into the corona pandemic, or maybe 16 months by now, and you helped so much a year ago when I was here. The information was so important, so I would love from you just maybe 3 tips on maintaining great health right now for anybody who's listening to this video.
3.
3. You can give more.
Just 3.
You're doing me a favor, so I said 3. But hey, if you want to make it 5 or 10, that's good too. We want to listen for as long as you'll give us information. So,
I think the most important is not to be fearful of the virus. I think what made it look like a monster is because we're making it and giving it the opportunity to be like a monster. So we have to strengthen ourselves with whatever we know is best for us. We have to maintain our good regime of good food and exercise and doing things that we love and work and be satisfied. Just live a healthy life. And last time when we talked, I explained things about sugar, which is probably the most important thing regarding food that is helping the virus live, and we don't want it to be strong. Then we should avoid virus, especially if we are afraid of the disease or afraid of if we got the virus and we don't want to be sicker.
So the sugar feeds the virus?
Yes.
So avoid all sugars?
Avoid all sugars.
Okay, got it.
All simple sugars, which is brown sugar, white sugar, honey, molasses, cane sugar, coconut sugar, silan.
Like a date syrup.
Yes. So all things that have honey inside of them are not good when we are afraid of the disease, of the virus or whatever. The sugar feeds all bad things, aside from our soul, which is a good thing. So it's a balance. It feeds the viruses, the bacteria. It feeds the cancer cells. It feeds all kinds of infections in our body. And if we don't, so it's a balance between doing things for what we like, and we all like sugar.
Ofer, may I stop you just
Yes.
for a moment? I want to share with you who are watching. So Ofer, I don't know if you remember this, but when I first started coming here to Dr. Raz, I had sugar cravings, and I was really craving a lot of sugar. And when Dr. Raz helped me change my diet so that I was better nourished, the sugar cravings completely disappeared. And I don't eat any refined sugar at this point. I mean, if I do, it's so unusual that I write it down in my journal. But it was really interesting. As soon as I raised my level of nutrition and took the supplements that my body needed, and I wasn't lacking anything, so my energy was naturally high, I'm not craving sugars anymore. And that was really miraculous. It's one of the really big changes that I saw after you started to really help me upgrade my nutritional system. So I want to thank you again for that. I don't even know if you remember that, because it's many years ago. Yeah.
I remember, because that's what I do also with most of my patients do have all kinds of sugar cravings, and the way to sustain it or not let it grow is by giving them good back, that so they'll feel better, they won't be anemic, they won't lack any vitamins, they'll eat food that is raising the serotonin level, so they won't need the sugar. That's basically it.
Thank
So
you.
that's how many tips were in this, in this conversation?
Dr. Raz is being really nice because we haven't even started my appointment, and I asked him if we could film first. That was several tips. Do you have anything else, or any anything that you want to say about eating or drinking water or anything or things?
Well, I think that even though we didn't rehearse it, I think that what I usually add to the patients that you, or the clients that you send me, in order for me to try to balance them, is I always say that the combination of giving good nutrition and nurture our body with good habits of exercise and breathing and eating, with the guidance that you guide people to do, with your abilities to understand and guide them well, makes so much good results that if it was only ourselves, by not with the two of us together, the difference is amazing. The difference is amazing. I see it in them when they come back from you, or when they come, and I see that, and I'm sure that when you see them, then their reaction, their ability to hold to what you ask them to do is much higher and stronger. So the combination is excellent, and I'm thankful that I know you and I know your work, and I'm helpful to help.
Wow, thank you so much. I would love to, I'm going to just share a quick story, obviously with no identifying features. I recently sent a patient to Dr. Raz, who I'm dealing with for certain career things, someone with a very big job in a big company, and I'm working with him. And one of the things that he told me about in our first session is that he's tired all the time. Now, if I was still in my psychologist hat, when I was a clinical psychologist, I would have attributed this to stress, anxiety, or depression. But I asked him a lot of questions about his lifestyle, and this is someone who eats well and exercises, and still I had a feeling that I really needed to make sure that everything was okay with him on a physical level. To make a long story short, I just traveled to the States, as most of you know, to visit my family, and I said to my client, please see Dr. Raz when I'm away, and we'll pick things up when I get back. While I was away, he saw you, Dr. Raz. You noticed things. He was severely anemic and was missing some other vitamins, and he's now 3 weeks later a completely transformed person. He said, Leah, I feel like a completely different person. I used to be tired all the time. Now my energy is as high as it was when I was 20 years old, and I'm not feeling the same stresses that I felt before. And it was all because you really noticed things from his medical tests and his blood work, etc., and you were able to find out what he was missing. So I'm really grateful for that, because it makes my coaching so much more effective when I know that I've got somebody who's handling the physical end of things that I'm not trained in, because I'm not a naturopath, I'm not a practitioner of Chinese medicine, I'm not an MD. So it's really an honor to work with you. So I hope that this was helpful, everybody. If you have any questions, please send me a private message, or if you want to be in touch with Dr. Raz, I'm happy to pass on his information. He's here in Israel, but I've begged him to work with those of you who are in the States and other places, so maybe we can get a Zoom session in with him as well. He's been kind enough to do that during Corona. So God bless, and see you guys soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Dr.